All right, thank you everybody for being here today on this extremely hot Nashville day. I'd like to call the meeting to order and ask if we could consider meeting notes from last meeting and see if there's any questions on those or a motion to approve last meeting notes.
I approve.
Second? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? All right, one down. Okay. Public comment period pursuant to section 844.112 of the Tennessee Code annotated. The board holds a designated public comment period in each meeting. Members of the public in attendance may provide comments to the board during such a designated time. No advance registration is required. Our first item is preliminary approval, consideration of the request of West Trinity Apartments Limited Partnership for preliminary approval of the issuance of not to exceed $42 million multifamily housing revenue bonds in one or more series. Who's here to represent? Please step forward, state your name, and we'll give you a few minutes to tell us the deal.
Of course. Well, first, thank you all for having me. My name is Charlie Schuster, and I represent Lincoln Avenue Communities, a affordable nationwide developer and owner and operator. So, like I said, we own, or not like I said, but the company was founded in 2016, and today we now own and operate 150 communities across 28 different states, and I think that's about 27,000 units today. So, I'm here today to request the preliminary approval of the issuance of $42 million to finance the development of approximately 190 units at 869 West Trinity Lane. The project will consist of 2, 3s, and 4-bedroom units. It'll have amenities like any other market rate product that you'd see, including pools, dog parks, trails, you name it. Our goal is to basically develop something that fits in the community. It's here for long term, and so we're developing something that's very quality. So last month, we actually met with Councilmember Toombs. She expressed her appreciation for the 2s, 3s, and 4s kind of unit mix, especially with the families in the surrounding area, and she expressed her interest in wanting to help and connect us with the communities nearby to make sure that we're part of the community long term. That being said, we know that you guys have probably seen this project before, and so we're here to tell you that we're here to build something that's part of the community. We understand that there's public transit very close, 0.3 miles away, and then also we want to make sure that we're getting access to close schools. So there's an elementary school about 2 miles away, middle school is 3, and high school is 4. So we're here to develop something that's a part of the community, and I'm happy to answer any other questions you have. But thank you for your time.
Questions? Have you discussed or shared with us that any way I've missed in terms of how they'll be priced?
Sure. Yeah, so obviously, like I said, we've got 190 units. We've got pricing coming through McShane, Baycar, and Hardaway right now. The most difficult part right now is the site work. As you guys know, it's very hilly over there. So we've got some baseline construction numbers for some site work. And then the vertical per unit, I think we're looking at today is about 140. But the site work we're trying to value engineer some stuff right now, but that'll be the most difficult part.
And what about to the rentors?
Say that again?
To the rent.
Oh, I'm sorry, the rent.
I learned something new too.
Apologies. Yeah, so it's a 2-bedroom in today's, it'd be, I think, $1,331, and then about $1,500 for 2-bedroom, or for a 3-bedroom, sorry, and then about $1,701 for 2024 rents for a 4-bedroom unit.
So these are, I think, targeted to 60% AMI, is that right?
That's exactly right. So 60% AMI for 2s, 3s, and 4s.
That's all units?
Yep, all units. Right now we have we're not going in for any home funds. That if we did, there'd be some units that would drop down to 50, but 100%, 60% AMI.
60% AMI.
And again, who are you working with? Like you said, you were working with Councilwoman Toombs.
Yeah.
But are there any other community partners that you're in conversation with?
So not at the moment. Right now, we will have a nonprofit involved, and we're working through who that is going to be. And the anticipation there is basically for some resident services. But in terms of the actual community partners, right now, we've asked Councilwoman Toombs. She recommended a group that I'm actually drawing a blank on. Basically, it's a community group just to make sure we know there's a lot of homes nearby. So I can follow up on that, but I don't know the name at the moment.
Any other questions? Seeing that there are no questions, we'd like to open this up for a public hearing. Would anybody like to address the group? Seeing that there are no people wanting to address the group, we'd like to move for this. Would anybody like to move for approval or declension?
Move for approval.
Move for approval. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? So moved. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I would like to get a follow-up on the community partner, just for your convenience.
Great.
All righty. Anchor down. Final approval, do I need to excuse myself since I'm a fan? Okay. Consideration of the request of Vanderbilt University for final approval issuance not to exceed $375 million educational facilities revenue refunding and improvement bonds in one or more series. Who would like to address the group? Please do. And thank you for bringing so many people. We won't have time for everybody to speak, but if somebody feels the urge, we will surely try to accommodate.
Thank you for having us. I'm Eric Bymaster. I serve as the treasurer of Vanderbilt University, and Vanderbilt is very happy to be a part of the city of Nashville and Davidson County, so we're glad to partner in many, many ways with the city. So this request is piggybacked off of December of 2022. We were here to present a plan of finance of about $900 million, and that initially was around $300 million commercial paper tax exempt program that we have issued $100 million for. This is now the next phase, which would be long-term tax exempt bonds that we would issue through the authority for a number of projects related to academic buildings, administrative buildings, research facilities, and residential housing for our students. And so a combination of projects of which we'll use this first tranche of we're landing at about $350 million for this issuance, and then we will come back in 18 to 24 months for approximately another $400 million of tax-exempt debt is the plan at this point as our projects progress. And so this is a request for approval for this $350 million tranche as part of our overall $900 million package of debt over the next 2 to 3 years.
Great. Have there been any significant changes in the project so far? Anything that you think is relevant for us to hear?
No, we've just shifted around a few projects of which will be tax exempt, but they are a science building, residential college, continuation of that project. West End is now almost complete for the res colleges, and now we're going to the central campus for a similar experience for our undergraduate students. And Kirkland Hall has been a renovation as well, and some projects on the Peabody Education Campus, as well as arts and science, some renovations to classroom space, office space, and lab space in Stevenson building complex as well.
Any questions, thoughts from the group?
So this is more of a refinance as opposed to a new project.
Well, it'll be a new issuance. We do have $100 million of tax-exempt CP that we will pay off that we initially issued, and that was to bridge us to this broader issuance. And so this is, except for the $100 million, will be a new issuance for the debt.
Any other questions on that? Can you go back in time and put air conditioning in my dorm for my team? I asked my parents for a fan for Christmas.
I can understand that we now are installing air conditioner in every building. Memorial Hall Memorial Gym still has no air conditioning, so that's on the list of things to do, but we're not quite there yet.
All right, well, let's put this to a vote. This is a final approval. Would anybody like to call for its approval? So moved. Second? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? All right, approved.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. And because Matt's not here, can we we'll hold off on number 6?
Yes, that was added at his request at the last meeting,
Okay.
but he had a conflict come up.
Okay, so being that, we are in and out of here. So with that, meeting adjourned. All right, pressing button.